What's up, everybody? We are live again. This is the third live show. I'm just putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. So today we have the live show Bible. But before, as always, we start by telling you how you can find me. You can follow me on Instagram at Corruption Campaign. Follow me on Facebook, like my Facebook page, Eric Forsland. Today I actually got about 6 new likes. So that's pretty damn impressive. I'll be right back. Sorry, people, that was very unprofessional of me. Actually, I just want to get the live show up on my thing here. Go to the live control room. Alrighty, so as I was saying, like my Facebook page, Eric Forsland, we're actually up to 6 likes on it. Well, we're up to 35 likes. I got 7 likes today. That's right, 7 people. Pretty damn impressive. We also follow me on Twitter at EAF502. And you can add me on Snapchat at EROCF4567. So you do that. Okay, so today we are doing the live show Bible. And it's going to be starting off with the character description. Now, show Bible is descriptions of the characters as well as relationships with the characters. So I will be giving you kind of an insight into the relationships and the characters, that is Evan Powers. So we're going to start with my main character today, Evan Powers. Now, what you usually do is you have a list of questions, a questionnaire that has about I'm pretty sure it's 64 questions on it. Yeah, 67 different questions that helps you redefine your character and make them more three-dimensional. So before I get into this, I'm going to start with explaining how Evan is before the show starts. That's how you usually start it. You explain how he is before the show starts. And I'm actually going to take it a step further. I'm not going to tell you how he was before the show, for the pilot. I'm going to tell you before he even got hired on to work at LaudaCorp. Evan Powers, at age of 15 years old, graduated from high school. 16 years old, graduated from high school. He was a pompous douche. The dude is a complete dick. Until such time as he gets hired onto LaudaCorp, he doesn't realize how big of a dick. He basically is unaware of his surroundings. He's the type of guy that will just go home when he has a paper, doesn't read the headlines, reads the sports page. Just ignores all the rest of the news going on around it. He's caught in his bubble. So what ends up happening for Evan is he ends up getting out of his bubble when he gets hired to work at LaudaCorp. And he doesn't get why he's hired to work there. And then when he finds out why, he obviously has to take drastic measures and realize, like, how will he go? What will he do? Can one man really make a difference? These are the questions he's faced with. These are the dilemmas he has in his life that he must face. So sorry, I just gotta take my phone out of the thing with the thing on the thing. So Evan Powers is the character name. He is when the story starts, he's a 26-year-old male. And he's 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. His clothing style is casual and formal. He goes between the two on the occasional, every now and then. So yeah, and he's very muscular and he's really fit. He works out before the show. Even during the show, he works out almost every day because he has to. His place of birth is Houston, Texas. I know, Texan, right? Like you're expecting some kind of craziness from a Texan, am I right? No doubt. So the Texas thing allows him to be kind of awesome and cool. So yeah, so he's Texas. He's from Texas. And that was yakking. So, okay, so Texas. He has a parent. His parents were middle class, kind of overprotective, but they still managed to have a good relationship with their kids. They would take them on vacations once a year to try and help them out, and they are reported to be deceased by the pilot. But again, I always put a question mark by these things because you never know. You never know what the puppet master might want to do. That being me, puppet master. Okay, so we move on. So the character, he had a great childhood. He had a great and good childhood. One of the hardships in his life was working at LaudaCorp. That was the biggest hardship of his life. So before he even gets hired on at LaudaCorp, he doesn't have a hardship. He has everything's easy. Everything's given to him. He doesn't have any real major responsibilities. And when he gets a job at LaudaCorp and works there, he starts to realize how much he doesn't know things and how bad he actually is at stuff. So, psychology of him is, what's his outer goal? He wants to stop basically he wants to stop World War III. He doesn't want any more world wars happening ever again. His inner goal, so it's like his emotional goals and his inner goals are to marry his fiance. He wants to get married, have kids, be a happy-go-lucky individual. So his life or personal career goals outside the realm of the story is to have kids and get married. Yes, married is in the realm of the story, but the main part is to have kids. His hope and desire is to have kids. His phobia or his fear is letting people down. He doesn't want to let anyone down. He's the type of guy that will go to the ends of the earth to help people and protect people and love people. And he will not, under any circumstances, be disappointed. Doesn't want to disappoint people. So he has that issue. So letting people down. He helped a lot of, okay, so now we go to, he's an introverted extrovert. He's an extrovert. He's more a thinker than a feeler, and he's selfless and he's selfish. So what that really means is before the story begins, he's the selfish son of a bitch. And then when he meets Heather and the story kind of starts, he becomes more selfless. He becomes trying to do things that he wouldn't normally do. So he's got that. His favorite food / hated food, he loves mac and cheese and beer at the same time. And he hates olives and onions. So I kind of wrote him based off of me a little bit. Just a little bit. So education or learning experiences, he got his diploma at age of 16, which is one of his more noted accomplishments. His most hated activity is the ballet and the opera. He hates it, and his parents made him go to it because that's what parents do sometimes. They make their kids do stuff they don't want to do, hence why they're parents. So, and his most enjoyed activity is watching TV and old movies at the same time. His wildest fantasy is to actually climb Mount Everest. He really wants to try something completely insane that nobody would think he would ever do in a million years. That is climb Mount Everest. He has a good sense of humor, and anything makes him laugh. Pretty much anything will make him laugh. And as the story progresses, you'll start to see he's not this stern boss. He's the happy boss. He's the go-lucky boss that loves what he does. So his hero is actually his dad. His dad and him have a great relationship that unfortunately will have to be told in flashbacks, but will be told throughout the story as the story progresses. Maybe not early on, but will eventually progress and lead to a great event and great stuff happening. So he doesn't have any superstition. His closest friends are his sister Eve, his fiancée Heather, and his best buddy Dale Acker. His job is actually, he's currently unemployed. I guess he's considered unemployed because what he does isn't really a job because he's not getting paid to do it. It's more of a hobby, more of a let's stop World War III is my hobby. His most noted accomplishment was he graduated at 16. His favorite music is Nickelback or T-Swift. His favorite film is Terminator. And he actually has a hobby of making ship in a bottle. So when the bottles and ships, that's his hobby. So there's also this thing, it's food for thought. How would your character react to stuff? If he inherited $1 million, he'd be unfazed, completely unfazed. He wouldn't care. He would continue with his life as it was. If he experienced the death of a loved one, he probably would cry because that's what most people do when their loved ones die, is they just cry. And natural disaster or meeting an old friend / enemy, he would remain unfazed, completely unfazed by any of this. He's not the type of guy to be fazed by stuff easily. An unexpected kindness or compliment, he would just grin and be happy about it. And if he suffered a serious illness like AIDS or cancer, he would live his life to the fullest, no matter what, and not stop until he was remembered some way. Would your character accept $1 million to leave the country and never set foot in again? Nope. Counts as a perfect evening for him is at home watching Terminator. Now, this isn't based off of me because I've never actually seen Terminator. If your character could wake up tomorrow having gained one ability or quality, what would it be? He would gain the ability to be more kind to others. He wants nothing more than to be the kindest human being ever. That brings us to final steps of the last page of the questions. Does your character prefer to be around men or women? He actually doesn't care. Like, he'll be around either or because that's the kind of guy he is. He doesn't care. So his most treasured memory was his first date with Heather, which there is a flashback devoted. Actually, season 1 kind of devotes whole season kind of is flashbacks of their first date, because their first date was one of probably the most complicated first dates you'll ever have, and probably the most intense because it's more like a 10th date. But I've never actually been on a date, so I wouldn't know. But anywhere between 1 and 10th date, that's kind of what it's like. So is it easy for my character to ask for help? The answer is yes, it is. He does not care. He'll ask for help no matter what the situation is. How you would want to die, how you would choose to die is in an in-house explosion. That's how he is. That's how he wants to die. That's how he'll be. He doesn't care. My character is very forgiving because he's done stuff in his life he's not proud of. So first step to forgiveness is forgiving yourself. And when he tells a story, he will embellish it because it's fun for him. He loves seeing people's reactions to things that didn't actually happen, or people's reaction to stuff that's going down. So there's also, so he's not easily embarrassed because he's, like I said, he's probably the most outgoing human being on the face of the earth. He's had one girlfriend in his life. He would want more, but that's life. He actually even said he would prefer less and only have half a woman. But in the character's refrigerator / nightstand / floor / garbage can is in his refrigerator is Kraft Dinner, his bedroom floor is clothes, and on his nightstand and his garbage can, nothing. He wears sneakers. Those are the type of shoes he wears. He does not wear anything other than sneakers. And he would, if he was doing intense spring cleaning, he wouldn't throw out anything because everything is important to him. He's a pack rat, too. On top of all that, he's a pack rat. He loves pack ratting and keeping everything that he owns, even if it's not practical or it makes 0 sense whatsoever. So he would, if it's Saturday and noon, what is my character doing? He would be still sleeping. It's Saturday. He does not like to get up unless, of course, in the realm of the story, he's always up because he's always working. And when he is sleeping, he sleeps for 5 hours because he has a dream that bunkers explode and he dies. So that's Evan Powers in a nutshell. What makes this character unique is he's not your average leader. He's more of like the good evil character. He's not the average, always good, always chivalrous, always great. He's Robin Hood. He's Arrow. He's good and evil, and the balancing act kind of teeters. Doesn't teeter right away, but it does teeter eventually with him, where he ends up being either good and evil. His relationship with some characters like Eve and Heather is very, very good. He has a great relationship with his sister, and he has probably one of the best relationships in the world with his fiance, because their dates, when you watch it and read it or watch it, however you choose to get Corruption, you'll realize that they're kind of adorable. And I kind of wanted to write an adorable couple that kind of tugs at your heartstrings a lot. It will tug at your heartstrings. You will be like, "Aww." And even with Eve and Evan, they'll tug it. That will also tug at your heartstrings. They'll really love it. Really love it. One of the major other relationships he has is with Philip, his right hand man named Philip. And Philip and him have this relationship of, they are one brain. They're two different people, but they're one brain. They think alike, they act alike. They don't act alike, but they think alike. Their opinions are their own, but they know how to act on their own opinions. So they are very good with this, and they enjoy it. So I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll be hitting you up probably next week for another live show. There might be I am guaranteeing that next week there will be another either teaser trailer or a scene from a show at one of the episodes. I haven't decided fully yet, but there will be something more than just me yakking for 20 odd minutes and me being gone for like 5 minutes for reasons. Okay, so thank you for watching the Corruption live campaign. If you want to get involved find ways you can get involved with Corruption, follow me on Instagram at Corruption Campaign, or like my Facebook page, Eric Forsland, or add me on Snapchat, EROCF4567, or follow me on Twitter at EAF502. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. You could have been anywhere in the world, and you chose to be with us. So I thank you. Namaste.